played and made by him, of course. There's a link to it in the chat. There'll be a link to it on the YouTube video as well, but this is a list we're playing. I've not really played a list like this, and I think 4 Wildgrowth Walkers are insane right now, so I think it should be interesting. Not sure if I'm going to love it, but like I respect the player, so we'll give it a try. Give anything a try. But yeah, so this is a list we're running. 3 Carnage. I've been wanting to try a Druid of the Cow build. I'm not a giant fan of Karn, but you know, we've got these Planeswalker things. If we're playing an extra mana producer, like maybe they're good. I'm not sure. But anyway, so hopefully we won't butcher sideboarding it too badly. And we'll jump into a competitive queue, which means at the worst case we get to play 2 matches. At the best case, we get to play up to 6. So let's see how many we get. If we 0-2, we may jump into another league with blue-red, but anything past just the 2 matches, we'll probably just stick to what we have. Hey, we won the dash row. And this hand seems very reasonable. Hopefully we'll draw one of our 2 drops. Though we do have less 2 drops in this build than the builds that we typically play. We just have a bigger top end in this build in general. Hello. We have, like no, the 2 Wildgrowth Walkers. And none of the Seeker Squires, though we do have the Druid of the Cows. Yeah, I'll spit it out. Sorry, my brain's apparently not working. Big surprise. Boom. What do we got? Land, and I guess we don't want that. It has lifelink, doesn't it? Yes. It's probably safe to block. JK, no blocky blocky. Come on, bring the pain. Broke my headset again, so if the sound's messed up, please let me know. If it's not messed up, please let me know as well. Hulk smash. Got him. Doggy doing some work. Rough. This is one ugly little puppy. Still a puppy though. Calling this thing a horror. It's just rude. Oh my! That's probably good enough to get us to use this. What do you do? We'll leave that on top. probably going to block with the Choop and then find back a Choop and a Jade. And then kill this next turn, but it really depends on what he plays. We might be looking to Finality and pump this as well. Could just consider blocking with this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to block with the Choops. Well, I know what I'm doing now. Blocking with Choop, and then using Finality to clear. I want to put it on this guy. This card can be quite annoying for us. Call to the Feast, but we have a 6/5 at the moment. Okay. I think it's just better to do this. Give me back this and this so we can keep the board as clear as possible. I'm actually just going to play this one. We keep that too. I'm just keeping all the things. Things we can only play one spell next turn, but that's fine. Knows we have the Choop in hand, so I guess he doesn't want to block. A lot of powerful spells left. That's not gonna do it, friendo. Plus.
I'll make use of that later.
Okay, well, we get a land. Which is exactly what we wanted, so that's neat. And karate chop. We did the things. Look at their graveyard real quick. Not much going on. So what is good versus them? I don't know if I want Demise, but like maybe it's useful. It's probably useful, right? I think these cast downs might be useful too. It's hard to tell without knowing what build of the deck they're playing. Remove some of this stuff on the draw. Basically, I tried to upgrade my removal. Whew. Excuse me. Sinuses are absolutely smashing me this morning. I think this hand's good enough. I don't have any removal, but it's powerful nonetheless. They let us play first. I'm shocked. That's probably okay. I have to decide next turn whether I want a Jade Light Ranger or whether I want a Wild Growth Walker. If we Jade Light Ranger, we can Wild Growth Walker and Merfolk Branch Walker the turn after. And if we just Wild Growth Walker, we're locked into one spell a turn. See if he blocks first. Obviously hope that he does. I guess I'll keep that too. It's looking relatively good for us at the moment. Looking even better for us when they don't have spells or mana. Oh, never mind, they do. They went to their second main phase for some reason. It's fine. Offer to trade. I don't value my creatures very highly because at some point I'm probably going to have to use a finality anyway. Which is one of the reasons I kept a Wild Growth Walker, but do just think adding our life total to Wild Growth Walker is pretty decent anyway. That one will go to the graveyard. We want our 6th land for Carney on 6 if possible. Pride mate. No. No. I'm not sure what they have, but I wanted him to block last turn, so I guess we'll block this turn. They might have some like pump spell, maybe the thing that gives it +2/+2 and lifelink or whatever, and they can get in a Johnny trigger that way. Yeah, well, not lifelink, but +2 life. But that's fine. Like I said, don't value my thing at all. Ooh, that one's kind of interesting. Not going to block this turn because we drew a Midnight Reaper. Probably won't block again until we've played it. Would like to draw a land. They highlighted this, so I assume this is dying now. There's way too many visual tells in this program, in my opinion. I'm gonna offer to trade because I want to slam the Carney. I assume they don't play a card like Eldest Reborn. find out that I'm highly mistaken. And I don't think he would have blocked if I played the Midnight Reaper, so... Well, that was a good draw. That was a very, very good draw. Everybody do the dinosaur. There. Dinosaur, you? Rawr. Why does he keep highlighting this? He could just be reading it. Interesting block. They have Cleansing Nova in their deck? If not, you would have thought they would have tried to wait for something to double block it. Huh. Like this card, for example, they could have just tried to double block. Well, in this case, quad block, but this thing has trample. Blocking it with one doesn't do a significant amount. He's gonna trade one of those with this. I don't really care. I drew another Carnage. Could play safe and play around a Cleansing Nova, but I really just don't think there's a Nova in his deck. I think there's a higher likelihood of there being an Eldest Reborn or something. And when we drew the finality, that made that trivial anyway, so like even if they do have a Nova, we're just gonna find back both Carnies and cast one. How do I think I got it out in time, I'm not sure. Everybody do the dinosaur, Carnie. One! Ah, ah, ah. It's an easy keep. Huh. For some reason I didn't see that it was my turn. My bad. I was too busy typing a message on the old Facebooks. Well, it's kind of a mirror match. Hopefully we'll hit some lands off these Branch Walkers. We have a reasonable but not great hand in the mirror. Kinda want to play the Branch, or kinda want to play the Reaper here, but gives us a better use of our mana. It's one of the best cards in the match. We're gonna have to try to find a finality for it later. Excuse me. Our opponent and I are both on the unfortunate end of the mana spectrum. had it, I just want to keep that. I've had 2 scries to help my land, so hopefully we'll get the one before him. Okay, we did. Now it's decision time. Decision being whether I killed a Land of Wolf or whether I killed a Wildgrowth Walker. I think I'm going to kill the Wildgrowth Walker in this spot. Because if their best play was a Wildgrowth Walker last turn and ignoring the land, they might not have... Okay, I guess they were just being super greedy. I'm not sure. Not actually sure. That feels insanely greedy. Maybe they drew it for their turn and didn't have it. That's pretty good, but unless you have a land and an elf, you're still dead. So they struggled with their lands a little bit more than we did. So cards that are good in the mirror. This is good in the mirror. This is good in the mirror. I think these are okay in the mirror, but I don't know if I want them all. I know I don't want these, so I think that's simple. It's tricky. Like, normally I would take out all 4 Wildgrowth Walkers and all of the Seeker Squires for cards like that. Like, those are the cards I would start with. Like, it's even reasonable that, like, Cast Down's good in this build. So it's, like, reasonable that all 65 of these are pretty good. But I don't really know. I want to take the Karn out. Even though the Karn feels like something we would want. I'm not going to play all the Cast Downs. I think I would rather play Assassin's Trophy than Cast Down because it kills Planeswalkers, but maybe I just don't want them all. Maybe 4 copies of that effect's enough. Apparently I have 14 seconds too. Alright, I give up. I don't know what to take in or out, so I'm just going to basically take 2 cards out at random because it's quick and I didn't get the button pressed. Oh, rip. Alright, no sideboard. I thought I had enough time. I'm used to that being a slight pause on MTGO even after it says those numbers. Same on League of Legends, like even after it says 0, you have that slight pause while the 0 ticks off or whatever. So that's on me. Hand's reasonable but slow. Sure. Jade Light Ranger one time? Not a Jade Light Ranger. They don't have green mana so far. Kind of feels dirty to even play this, doesn't it? Might as well. I like pushing advantages when they don't have mana. So we can like choop that and contempt whatever they play the next turn and hopefully the Carnage will go to work. Oh, they hit a green mana. Sideboard that out. I don't really like killing the Wild Growth Walker there, but I'm afraid that they're just going to have like land or something. I'm going to offer them to trade. I should have done it before I attacked, but this is fine. I plan on casting Finality next turn with the -4/-4. Well, they hit a green land. That's not good for us. Sure. Didn't really change anything. Still us painting by numbers. You gotta click. Take action. We gave him an opportunity to use an Eldest Reborn, and he didn't block and even try to top deck it, so I'm gonna assume there's not even one in his deck. That may be a fatal assumption, but I'm still gonna make the assumption. They have a Carnage Tyrant as well. Guess I want to make Visplave in since they have a Carnage Tyrant they're drawing. Just want to put pressure on the board because of it. Because this is going to put them at a pretty low life total. So even if they have a Carnage Tyrant now, it only blocks 6 of that, so in theory we get 5 through. Depending on what their last card is. If it's like a Llanowar Elf, we only get 3 through. Okay. But the problem is this survives in this situation. So does this kill him? It makes this a 11 down to 7, and it makes that down to 2. So we kill him, right? It's real simple. Trample for 5. Paint by numbers. And they struggled on land both games, and our deck operated pretty well. I do think our deck's kind of tuned for the mirror, but then I butchered the sideboarding, so what do I know? Alright, 2-0. So that means we're playing at least 4 more matches. Sorry, at least 3 more, possibly 4. That's not true, it's at least 2 more. We could just 0-2. Alright, so we're always playing at least 2 more matches until we're not. Got it. Yeah, playing at least 2 more. I think we need 1 more to break even on the event. 1 more win. This hand's too slow. And it's not reactive enough. Like, we kept a slow hand when we knew what we were playing, when we had some removal spells. It's not good enough. Alright, we're going to get wrecked. I about kept the 6 card with the scry. It may have been correct. Hey, boo, we drew a spell at the wrong time. No counter spells, please. Thank you. I'll keep that one. It's better enough than the Branch Walker that I think it's fine. I was diving to a powerful spell because the Branch Walker is a little low impact, I think, but I do believe that the Jade Light Ranger is just strong enough to go ahead and keep. Goodbye, Jade Light Friend. Hello, Jade Light Friend. I don't know what they could have. Same as last turn, I think it's slightly better than the average card. Probably going to regret dumping this removal spell at some point, but I just really don't know what they have. I feel like we're going to just slow the game down and play Eldest Reborns and Carnage Tyrants, which I think would probably be an amazing... it's probably going to be kind of amazing versus us in general. Like, I'm going to assume this is just going to be a bad match. It's certainly going to be a mad match when we mulligan to 5 versus a blind opponent, but who knows. We get to get our Vivian back. Guess we can get lucky and draw Vivian and kill this. That'd be pretty hot.
Are you certain of your decision?
Guess we're gonna take our 2 best ones. Not gonna ditch anything that I think's good here. Don't think that's very good here. I think we'll keep that. I feel like they have an answer for our ground friend. Keep hovering stuff, so it's probably just like a cast down or something. We will decline to look for our library. We lost a land this way, so maybe I punted. Maybe I'm supposed to do all of the scrying and stuff after I attack. That's unfortunate, because now I don't even want to contempt, really.
Good choice.
It's a contempt still kills the Karn. Caramba. Like I said, I expect this to be a bad match. Expect this guy's playing magic cards that shouldn't be in his deck. This card is practically unplayable. Don't care if he blocks. Say practically unplayable because you can convince me that like some kind of psi or paradoxical outcome or like Tezzeret deck maybe should run them, but other than that, you just can't convince me that it should be ran in anything. Yeah, well, we're gonna get buried by this Vivian probably.
Beasts are much more reliable than humans. I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Yeah, well, Carnage, you're our only hope.
Balance comes.
Well, if he's got Tezzeret, you can convince me that it's playable then.
This will be over. Let's see how you respond to genius.
This wasn't necessarily what I meant. It's got black, black, and blue, blue spells. Assume the green's not worth it then, but we'll have to see. Only green thing we've saw so far is Assassin's Trophy, and that's not a good enough card to splash for because it's not really a good card. There's an argument that I should have attacked the Tezzeret there
No one knows the wilds like I do.
to theoretically put a Jade Light and Carnage Tower that's both lethal on Planeswalkers, but they hit their own Carnage. Alright, we're dead, friends. We're gonna have to get pretty lucky now. Looks like somebody just built a deck to beat black-green. Because, like, this deck will never beat Izzet Drakes, it will never beat Red Deck Wins, it'll never beat White Weenie. It's just surprising because black-green's practically non-existent on Arena. As many times as we've streamed, how few of the times have you saw us playing it? It's just like pretty non-existent on this program. I'm gonna attack with both because I think killing Vivian's worth throwing this away if that happens.
I world.
And I assumed that was the more likely block. Yeah, well, we have more Carnage Tyrants in our deck. Will we get there? Okay, we're just going to concede at that note. Move on to the sideboarded games. So we're going to want this, we're going to want these, we're going to want these. Probably going to want this, probably going to want this. Certainly going to want to get rid of that. I'll trim on that. I'm going to cut all of these. I think I want to cut the Karn. I don't think it does enough. I don't think the Wild Growth Walkers do enough either. Alright, I'm just going to not bring in the last Midnight Reaper. Their deck's sweet. Like I said, like 3 or 4 turns into game 1, it felt like their deck was going to be very good versus black-green. I think we mulligan to 5 too, though. This end's fine. It's actually pretty good. We're going to have to hit our lands at some point. We don't really have sideboard cards. Yeah, I know we have a Vraska Relic Seeker, but our good sideboard cards are trophies, and the rest is like, this was just something I put in. It's not that great. It actually could be a bigger detriment than a help, but I think it was a little bit better than like a Chupacabra or whatever we took out for it. Alright, land us. Anything but a land goes to the grave. Is that kind of a land? None of my cards really matter. Branch Walker is the only card I really want to keep. Would never pick that card in this spot. It's just too high of a chance that we hit a land anyway. Way too high of a chance that we just hit a land anyway. I'll put it on top and then one on the bottom to play around Golden Demises that we know is in his deck. But we still have to find lands. Sure. That's not a land. That is, so at least that's cool. Golden Demise would be great here, but we needed our land, so I don't think we could afford just to play Midnight Reaper. I feel like that card does anything, really. We're a little too far ahead for that card to do anything right here. Again, they still have a lot of good cards, though. Alright, well, you get to get rid of one of our super powerful cards, or one of our super powerful cards, or one of our cards. Land? Just want to draw a land. Just in case they have like a fungal infection, which they would have probably sideboarded out, but it's a just in case thing. This technically puts them at 1, so they need some kind of board wipe now. If they do board wipe, I get to draw 4 cards. So I'm pretty fine with that. I think when we draw 4 cards, we can find a way to deal 1 damage. Though maybe we can't. I think there's a good chance that I would play the Relic Seeker and minus on the map. Okay, we're gonna win. Yeah, sideboarded game. Want to draw. Still don't think I want Karn. I think I do want this. It can kill lanterns. It can kill maps. I think we're still fine. The mana producers may be a little bit too many, but we'll find out. Mana producers help protect versus Eldest Reborns, which is nice. We've not really drawn any mana producers yet. Yeah, well, there's a mana producer. This hand's a pretty clear keep too, even though again we don't really have sideboard cards in our hand, which could prove pretty impactful, especially if they have a discard card for the Carney or like a Golden Amize or whatever. Interesting. Really don't want to ramp them right now. Still think I want that in general. We already have one. Golden Amize is going to crush us this game if he has it, because I'm certainly playing into it. There's a reasonable chance he would have sideboarded them out. I think I'm just going to keep that too. No, like I said, we were going to get wrecked by that this game for sure. How do they fit a Field of Ruin in their deck? Wow. Pretty sure I just have to let them flip that. Maybe I'm not supposed to let them flip it. Wait, why didn't we get priority back? Should have got priority back. I don't think I had this click, did I? Well, that's unfortunate. That could cost us the game. Because now we're not going to have a good spot to try to kill the map. Actually tilted about that. Maybe I did have this clicked, who knows. It's an extra scry. Sucks. And we have to give him his green mana, but he could have got his green mana with his Field of Ruin anyway, so like, that's not really anything that I'm even computing into this equation. Also don't think his green mana is very good, so maybe I'm not supposed to overextend into the Golden Amize, but oh, so wrecked. Right on time, Dress. on time duress. At least her hand's very weak. All they have to do is draw one Eldest Reborn, though, for it to not be weak. They hovered this field of ruin. Whatever card that was, they chose to keep it on top of the search. And I honestly don't think there's a card in their entire deck I would keep on top that's not Eldest Reborn. That's very, very odd to me. I assume we're just getting Eldest Reborn. Should have floated that black mana, I guess. Because we're going to get a black mana here, and if we had 2 black mana in our mana pool, they couldn't play Thief of Sanity. But I assume we're just getting Reborn. And then having exactly 1 draw step to find a Vivian, or probably just being dead on the spot. Could have 2 draw steps, I guess. Could draw like Carnage Tyrant into Vivian. But I'm going to assume that he has the thing. I don't think we could play around it either, because if we try to play a slow game, the search and the treasure map from here is just going to bury us beyond belief. Like, we're not even going to be close to being in the game. If they have it, rather. Guess they could have kept a negate. Negate's a card, right? Which of these 2 cards is more impactful from here? I think it's this one, because this one gives them multicolored mana. Kept an Assassin's Trophy of all the cards they could have kept. Well, that wasn't even in my radar, really? Assassin's Trophy? Could have been right to take the Search for Azcanta, because the Search for Azcanta gives them multiple extra draw steps. Like when it lets them look at their hand to try to find the thing. I'm surprised they took this. They could have just played this on this turn. Hey, Handy Noodle, what's up? Why didn't they just play this? Just playing this is very good here. Like, they had 7 cards already, so they guaranteed could have cast it. They had the mana. So they have to have a land now plus a Reborn. So basically this card had to be a land. Or we're just going to beat the anti-black-green deck. That was not a land. Okay. My card doesn't matter. I believe you knew what it was anyway. cast you. Good game. Yeah, well, they just didn't draw an Eldest Reborn game 2 or 3. They could have had one game 2. We had an incredibly fast and pretty powerful draw. They might just not have had time to deploy it in game 2. But they certainly didn't draw one game 3. Alright, well, we get our money back. And we get whatever that is. A Conclave Cavalier, I think. Alright. So we get to play a minimum of 2 more matches. The minimum. Past 7. Wonder why nobody in my house is awake yet. Gosh, this hand's weak, but I think I'm gonna keep it. It's hard to pass on a Llanowar World hand, even if we technically can't cast another card. Alright. Mistakes may have been made. Red Rover, send us on over. Nope. Not going to attack because they could just have Merfolk Branchwalker. They are playing mono blue. That is a very favorable match versus black green. And our draw is obviously horrible, so like we're going to lose exceptionally bad. Surprised they didn't tap the elf during our upkeep. Yeah. Sad thing is, if he counterspells this, I probably have to Finality to get it back. Well, we kept a greedy one, and then we got rewarded with a we got punished by a bad match and our greed not being successful. That's probably a bad sign. Don't think they would have cast that if they didn't have dive down. If they have dive down, I don't think we can win. We already have a bunch of things to try to kill stuff with if they have nothing, so there's no reason to keep that particular one. Well, could play this. That dies the Spell Pierce. We're gonna die to Spell Pierce either way, right? No, we don't. I guess we don't die to Spell Pierce either way. They counterspell this, the game's obviously over. That was a really bad match for us. We do have some tools in the post-board games, though. Like, we could reasonably bring in these, we can reasonably bring in these, we can reasonably bring in some number of these. None of this other stuff really matters. So, what would we want to take out? We can definitely take out that. We can definitely take out some number of Vivians, if not all of the Vivians. We can definitely take out a Carnage Tyrant. The Finalities is something we can take out. I'm going to leave some number of Vivians in just because we brought the full 4 Duress in, but I don't know if that's right. Typically I take out the Vivians. Probably just going to take out the Vivians here too, actually. Yeah. Just a bunch of 2 mana removal spells, 4 Duress, and then our creature package still there. We didn't remove any of that. So this is a hard match. But with 6 2-mana removal spells, hopefully we'll be okay. I think this is a keep. 6 2-mana removal spells. I think's how many we have. We bricked on them all so far. Could offer him this trade. I don't really need the mana. I think his Storm Tamer's better than my elf. Play it pre-combat so we know if he uses a counter spell, the elf can attack. The elf doesn't attack otherwise because he could have Trickster. Interesting one. I'm gonna slam this. Don't think I'm attacking this time because of Trickster. Like, I'm willing to trade the Midnight Reaper if he has one. And otherwise, like, I don't want him just tapping the Midnight Reaper and us not being able to block. Definitely feeling defensive right now. That's pretty good. We need removal spells ASAP. That's not a removal spell. Can't really do anything either. Guess I can attack with these. See if we hit a land if he blocks. Because if he hits a land, we can play the Carnage and potentially race with their current life total. JK, can't race. So now we have to draw one of our 2-mana removal spells or the game's over basically on the spot. That's kind of odd. You're certainly never blocking with the Siren Storm Tamer, I don't think. And if they have a dive down or a spell pierce, we're dead. And I should have played this pre-combat, so not to die to a spell pierce. This was a play mistake. Play mistake. Yeah, that was a punt. Okay, sweet, it wouldn't have mattered. They had a basic land, it wouldn't have mattered either, but... yeah, we didn't draw any of the dresses on time. We didn't draw any of our... basically, we didn't draw our 10 removal spells, that, or 10 sideboard cards that mattered. But, like I said, the match is incredibly hard, so... it's one of the reasons you play Mono Blue, because it loses to Boros, it loses to Red Deck Wins. You play it to beat up on things like Drakes and Jeskai and Black Green, which is a pretty good reason to play it. This hand's a keep. It's not exciting. Well, some of our 1 and 2 mana plays. There's like 10 of them, I think, in this build. I think 10. It's like 14 in a lot of builds we play, so that's like cutting down on them pretty hard. Another black-green match. This is definitely odd, because I rarely get paired versus black-green. It's kind of odd that he didn't attack. That indicates that he wants to cast either an Assassin's Trophy or a cast down on whatever 3-drop I play. And I just don't even think I would. Like, I don't think this is good enough to cast a cast down on. I think you'd rather save that in case I've got like Doom Whispers and stuff in my deck. The boards get the ground gets gummed up so much that it rarely matters for any cards other than Carnage. And they have a detection tower. I think this is horrendous, by the way. The mana in this deck's already kind of bad. So it's gonna pay off for him here, though. I really just don't have anything.
Let's see if you're worthy. The wilds are my shield.
And none of these cards much do anything. We're certainly going to lose unless we draw exactly Assassin's Trophy or Vraska's Contempt off the top of our deck. There's going to be nothing we can do about it either. Mainly because of this one detection tower. But the reason I don't like this detection tower is not that it's not powerful or whatever. It's that what these decks do is like a colorless land can actually cost you a game. Basically, is why I don't like it.
Now we're getting started.
Alright, well, we're priced into the plays that we have. We don't get any other choices here. And he's got a removal spell because it's pausing. Well, I guess that's not true. It's got a detection power, so we'd give him priority for that anyway.
I've killed for less.
I might should have just cast the Carnage Tyrant that turn and let them tick down to Vraska and kill it. That would have gave us so much more time. Time is really what we needed here. That was probably a play mistake. So I do think if we get lucky and hit one of our free contempts that like we're probably a fairly strong favorite now. What the hell? You have no creature in your graveyard, so you're just trying to protect the Vraska. It's reasonable. Could also be sending the elves here. Could double block. Does double blocking seem to matter? Not really. We'll just let it take the damage.
Scars are lessons written in skin.
Oh, we didn't get there.
Come to me.
I guess that gives us the most amount of blockers that we can muster. If he doesn't have anything, it might be enough. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can't get to 7. Get to 4. We can get to 6. Maybe not bad. Oh wait, this is gonna die. I forgot. Alright, so 6 is technically enough? Six is technically enough. Oh no, it's not enough because of our Midnight Reaper. The Midnight Reaper is going to finish us off. Alright, so we're dead. Well, we had 4 answers to this thing. Sometimes you just don't draw them. Hey, they're not killing us. Spoiler, we're dead no matter what. They could have just ultimated the Veraska before that and we'd be dead right now. Did we get one of our 4 answers? We did! We play on! Haha! There's still magic to be played in the wood, in these woods, in the hood. We're not dead because our opponent chose not to use Veraska. We're not dead, our opponent chose not to kill us. Thank you, opponent.
Meet my newest friend.
I choose you. You had your chance, that is enough. Get it? Get it out of here. I don't know what I want to play. I have too many things to play now. I'm gonna play 4 things, but I want to alter the top of my library if I can. You have to discard 2 cards, is that right? Who here's as excited as I am that we're not dead? I feel like we're supposed to be dead. Can I keep saying things like that? That's a Vivian friend.
Let's tear it. Come with me.
It'll definitely double block if he attacks, and by double block I mean I'm going to ignore it. Deal. Ship it.
You'll have to do better than that. No one knows the wilds like I do.
Guess we'll take this one. Wait, why won't you let me? Thank you. Alright, what do I want to do? I guess I just want to cast as many things as possible. Or I could just play this and this. That's probably good enough. I guess we'll start here. I kind of want to cast a Carnage Tyrant this turn. Because I want to play around him having another finality.
So it's going to be like that, huh?
I want to put as many things out on the board as I can at the same time. Still not sure how we beat this. Like, we need another Contempt now. We know one of them's on the bottom of our deck somewhere. So the other one's in the top 25 cards, I think. There's also an Assassin's Trophy there. Okay. Sure.
Meet my newest friend.
Yes, they didn't have a removal spell. You'd think they would have Vivian'd first, though. because if they hit with Vivian, they could hit like a Ravenous Choop.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
What else do I want to play? I think I'm going to play these two.
Strike me, and you strike nature.
Kinda need to kill this now.
You can't stop nature.
That card's not great anymore. This thing's just too big.
The wilds are my shield.
Gonna attack with 2 because assuming they block here, this still kills the Vivian, but if I only attack with this and they block here,
I've seen
oh,
squirrels.
never mind. Vivian, I thought Vivian said 5 on it. Apparently it said 2 and I just can't read. So, that was a pretty heinous play mistake. Can't read. Too dumb.
I have faced worse than the likes of you. The choices we make reveal who we are.
Wonder which one we get. It's the one I wanted. It's weird. It's certainly the better card in that spot. But yeah, no, I thought it said 5. It was a play mistake. I just don't see very well, and I'm leaned pretty far back. That's 100% my fault. I noticed it about the time I hovered over it to explain why I was doing it, but like you can't take it back at that point. I was just like, oh no, Mario, why am I so dumb?
Me. Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
We saw a good portion of our opponent's deck. Maybe they just don't have all the cards. What was our exiled card? Probably not going to want that. Let's start with this.
You may regret that choice.
Second with this.
Balance comes.
Hey, there's a good friend. I choose your face. Your face always feels like a good target. Pick you. Guess I want to pick you too. I don't know if them drawing another card would matter, but I don't actually know what they could even draw to get out of the particular spot we're in. Got pretty fortunate that they punted that game versus us. I don't expect either of those cards to do anything. Oh, JK. Cards actually do things now. I don't know if they do enough. I've not done the math. See, they're going to gain up to 16. We can kill this, we can kill this. They block the biggest. Okay, we're doing more than 16 then.
This will aid us.
Hey, we got lucky! I accept luck. Alright, so cards that are pretty good here. Like some number of these, some number of these. Probably not bringing in every copy of all of those cards. Those are just the cards that I immediately look at and think that some number of them might be okay. Like I said, I would normally take out all the Wild Growth Walkers. I would normally take out any of the black Explore card, but we don't have those in this particular build. I don't think I want all 6 of those. And then things get a little trickier here. I actually don't know what the last 2 cards I should take out are. Can't wait till he posts an updated article. Probably the Gilgari Queen seems reasonable. Doesn't do a lot in the match. I really just do not know the last card to take out. Nothing feels right. Maybe the Reborn is not good enough. I feel like we would want Reborn in this 75. I like Chupacabra. I think Fine Finality is pretty good, but maybe 3 of them's too many. 3 of them's probably not too many. Took out 1 cast down, but I don't really like taking out a cast down special on the draw. I just had no idea what else to take out. It's above my understanding and intelligence. Well, we can't keep this. At least that's an easy decision. Don't think that hand's particularly good. We already had 2 5-drops, but because we have the Scry, and because I'm greedy and see this Explore thing in her hand, I'm gonna risk it to quote-unquote get the biscuit. I think that's how they say it in the Limp Bizkit songs. I don't know. Trying to be cool. Use 90s pulp culture, but no, I'm just dumb. But they have a strong opening. That's scary. This is the second time they've left up their mana to like throw a Contempt or something out, when I don't think the cards I'm playing are good enough to Contempt. Like, I don't, like, if I played Midnight Reaper that turn, maybe Midnight Reaper is good enough, but I certainly don't think this J-Light Ranger is good enough. Guess they chose that it was also not good enough this game. Puts them substantially ahead.
Wasn't meant to be meet my newest friend.
I'm certainly going to block. Mine's some kind of 2-drop. That's not a 2-drop.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, well, we did our best. They're a turn ahead of us on Carnage this game. Because we have to trophy. Or if I'm supposed to just slam Vivian and take it up. When I'm expecting Carnage. Or if there is a Carnage, rather. Probably not. It's probably just play Midnight Reaper. I think it's certainly just play Vivian now, unless they have another creature here. JK. Do 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 do. Pretty sure I'm supposed to block. I chose to keep a Wildgrove Walker. Maybe I'm not supposed to block because I can play it now. Nah. Still think I'm supposed to block. Carney! I think I'm supposed to block because one of our play patterns that potentially wins the game is us just finding a finality sometime soon, and if we don't get that off the board, then they get to draw infinite cards. Infinite cards is a lot of cards, guys and gals. Well, I certainly played a lot of things this game. Can't protect this, but we have another one in our hands, so I'm okay with it. In general.
Would you like to see what's left of Skull?
Whatevs. Didn't expect it to survive the attack anyway, so I think I'm fine with that, obviously. Well, boom. Well, just pass turn then. And next turn we'll play Carnarito. Actually, don't deal very much damage. It's not big enough to trade yet. Be quite happy here to draw another land. That's an interesting one. Just play another Carnage Tyrant. Or I could clear the board. You know, let's play another Carnage Tyrant. We still have a Llanowar Elf to block this, even if it does get big. That was a good draw. Probably double block if he attacks. They put a deadish card on top, so that's kind of nice. Feels like an easy block. Still just want to draw land. Even if they have a finality now, the Carnage Tyrant still doesn't die. Though if they do have a finality, I probably couldn't play this. One, two, three, four, five. I think I'm just going to play this one. Alright, well we have a big friend. I feel like they have a finality the way they were messing with this card last turn. I'm not sure what they can get that I care about. Like, do they just get another Midnight Reaper and a Wild Growth, or do they just get 2 Jade Lights? I'm not sure what you get here. A Wild Growth and a Jade Light? That doesn't feel like anything I'm going to worry about. Definitely don't care about that card.
How this thing goes is up to you. Come to me.
Certainly going to keep you. No attackers. That was a good one. I don't think it's great in this particular spot, but it's certainly a good card. He may supposed to minus it and kill our Vivian. Not sure.
You can't
See what we
stop
get here.
nature.
I think we have to target that one. Probably nothing else. Roughly the block I wanted them to make. Want to clear as much of their board as possible. Like, I'm kind of banking on the Vivian at this point. I think I'll get rid of anything that can do a reasonable block next turn, or keep anything that can do a reasonable block next turn.
The belligerent need.
Looks like they're going to have one turn to find an answer to Viv.
The wilds are my shield.
See, combat, attack, face, 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 Viv. This leaves us a cast down to make sure that our Vivian doesn't, or sorry, I said Viv, but I meant Vraska. Leaves us a cast down to make sure our Vraska doesn't die.
Not me.
Alright. Did we fade contempt? We did. Yay, us. Let's go ahead and kill this. Now that we're going to ultimate Vivian, I don't really care about anything but just dealing damage. Is there anything in their graveyard I want? Sure, there's another Vivian. That's fine. I'll go ahead and just cast this. It does nothing really, but I mean, don't think they can come back from what we're doing anyway. Especially since our stuff is indestructible now with vigilance. But in case they somehow could, the Reborn getting back to Carnage or to Vivian would have been nice. What do we get? Apparently we'll never know. I think that means you already have 4 of them, but I won't swear. Alright, well. Here we go. Do we get the 5-1 or do we get the 4-2? All comes down to this. I feel like we've played this opponent before. It's a name I recognize. Could have been the opponent we just played. This hand's a keep. If they're playing black-green, I will probably go double-check to see if it's the opponent we just played. Okay. This hand's still pretty good. Obviously much worse versus that. We only have 2 Wildgrove Walkers in our deck, so... Sure. I'll play this one, because this is the one that doesn't automatically die to Chain Whirler. This one has a good chance of just dying to Chain Whirler. I care about my life total enough that I think I would block. Okay, I'm not going to get the opportunity, but I think I would have blocked. And if they had Gobbo, they would have just had Gobbo. Got a Shock too. Guess we'll leave that on our library. It's a removal spell, but it's not a great one. It'll start gaining us like small amounts of life. Alright, well. They'll punish Arena'd. Not really. Not really punished. To see what they get. Hopefully it's just a land for 1 turn, then we can Vivian and kill this. Was not land. This is sad because the Vivian's very likely going to die now.
Every fight makes me stronger.
I was tempted to let the... Wait. Why would they sack it in response? I guess they just wanted to cast whatever they had anyway? That's fine.
Stop. You'll have to do better than
See what we draw to decide whether we're going to find or not. Or not. I think I'd rather kill this one. Our life total stays the same here. So risk factor is the card that we're afraid of at this point. Kinley, oh, that was a great draw.
I'm still here.
We certainly want shoot, and I guess we want this. And they don't have a lightning bolt or a wizard's lightning. We win. Do they have it? They do not. Yay. That sucks. Maybe we don't win. I wonder how we sideboard. Like, how big a red deck are they going to be? Because they can get big enough that we even take the Wild Growth Walkers out. It's not very common, but it happens. I don't know what's in their deck right now. Okay, it keeps them alive. Ooh, okay, they can still win then. Don't have it? Yes, I want to get rid of their blocker, so we can put them at 2. They can definitely still win. We'll have to see what they get here. Don't like that. Land, another blocker. Another blocker. Alright, we need Carnage now. We're gonna lose if we don't get Carnage. Because they went a little crazy that turn. I'm a little salty about that. I liked how we played this game. Six spells in 2 turns with 7 mana still. That's way above average. 7 spells in 2 turns. Like, this is beyond above average. Oh, I was supposed to let them draw 3 cards. I'm an idiot. I was too busy being tilted that we just lose anyway. Letting them draw 3 cards doesn't really help when they have 10 mana anyway. I thought this game was over. Who knew they get to play 25 spells with an experimental frenzy? Because that card doesn't work like that very often. That sucks. I want to see my next card. Think I like these here. Think I like all of these here. I like you too, maybe. Actually, don't think this card's very good here. Don't think Midnight Reaper's very good here. I like taking out the Duresses or the Land of Werewolves, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. Let's try this. Mine is 2 boiling, or it's something like 5 cards over 3 turns and not 9 or 10 cards over 3 turns. Like the last 5-0 I got on MTGO is because I cut frenzies and put blasting stations in my deck, and I 100% would not have done. I would have 3-2'd that event if I just had frenzy. Like, I just do not run very hot with them, and math says you're not going to get 9 cards with them. Just pure math says you're not. But that's okay. I also drew like 4 lands in a row or something. It's fine. Maybe I didn't play well. I thought that game was over though, so like I'm a little deflated now. Maybe I was supposed to uptick the Vivian the turn that I didn't. The turn that I first killed the one thing, there's a good chance that I was supposed to just uptick it. I don't think this hand's very good, but I don't think we can mulligan this hand. I think it's just way too mana heavy, like we're probably not going to get up the curve with it. If we miss a land drop in the next 2 turns, the game is 100% over. Might be over anyway. Kinda feel like I need to kill that. Sure. Yeah, I probably need to kill that. Red Rover, send us on over under, like, whatever you call it, cemetery, woodland cemetery. That's not a woodland cemetery. That's a card that's not particularly good right now. I think we're dead. Can't block this time. Have too much mana up still. Well, we got you. Were you too late? Who knows? The time will tell. Certainly not attacking. A wood block here. They shouldn't have played their land, I don't think. Oh, look at that. That's incredible. They still got 2 spells off of it? Well, we just lose. Can't believe they still got 2 spells off of it.
I didn't live through hell to lose to you. Feel the wrath of Scala.
And we missed our land. And they have another frenzy. Yeah, sometimes this is how it happens. The Frenzy's bad and we draw a black source that comes into play untapped this turn, we still have a chance. We did not draw a black source to come into play untapped this turn. So I do not think we have a chance anymore. But if we did, I think we would have had a chance. We would have still been at 6 life. Instead of now being at 2 life. Can't imagine what would let us win now. Maybe if they draw like 3 lands in a row, who knows? That's not a land. That's just winning the game. Alright, well, we 4-2'd. That's fine. Happens. Not a big deal. Like, we're playing a 2 Wildgrowth Walker build, so like we're going to be weaker in general versus red than normal. Didn't really get anything worthwhile. Let's open 1 pack for the funsies. Just cause opening packs are fun. I knew it gave me a wild card. I got a Watery Grave to go with it. How many Watery Graves do I have? 3. Alright. Well, anyway, let's pull up the deck list for anybody who cares. And then say goodbye. So for anybody who cares, we were trying the 10th place list from the recent Japanese Grand Prix. It felt pretty good. The Karn felt pretty bad. I just don't like Karn. Maybe I'm prejudiced against it. Didn't love Devraska, Gagari Queen at all. But other than that, I kind of like the deck. Cutting on Wildgrowth Walkers makes sense because we've also cut on some of the Squires in this build. It's just a bigger build. Seems like it's going to be better versus mirrors and stuff. And between the 3 trophies and the 3 cast downs, you'd think you'd still be good versus decks like Red Deck Wins and Phoenix, though we didn't draw those cards very often, so who knows. The one kind of super interesting thing I think of is he just went down to 1 Folly. Most builds are running 3 and he's back down to 1. But yeah. Anyway, so that's going to do it for us tonight. Appreciate you all coming by. Thank you so much. And we'll be back sometime tomorrow. Take care, everybody. And for anybody who cares, Twitch was down for my particular ISP yesterday. Therefore, I wasn't able to upload videos. So there'll be 2 or 3 videos going up in the next 20 minutes on my YouTube channel. Link below the stream for anybody who cares. But yeah, other than that, take care and thanks for coming by.